Welcome back to the Holy Hot Honey Hour, where we get into the sauce of the people that make food culture what it is. I'm your host, Matthew Zeiss, without my co-host, Garrett Klein, and today's very special guests, the founders of Feral Pizza in Texas, Finley and Amy Hunt. Welcome to the Hive.
Hello.
How you doing?
Thanks for having us.
Truly, thanks for being here. I saw the name pop up. Garrett, he is like, oh, Feral, they're going to have to reschedule or something. I was like, well, they didn't schedule. He's like, and he's like, oh, well, then they have to schedule. So I'm glad to be talking to you guys, getting to look into you and what you do. Your pizzas look delicious. I mean, truly. And I mean that. Like, there's certain pies now. I think we're in a day and age where aesthetic, people eat with their eyes first, as per always. But now with online, you really got to up the game. So who, between the two of you, if not both, but who's really into the aesthetics?
Both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
It's like a obsessive compulsive type thing, Just kind of
OCD.
try and make it as perfect as you can. As
I
we've
get it.
gotten busier, kind of learned where when you're making 5 versus 50, you gotta let some things go through.
Yeah.
But
Of course. Then you got to be like, oh, take a photo of that one right there. And then, so
it's on our Instagram, went out to a customer.
Mhm.
Those are all pizzas in boxes that went out to customers.
I mean, they really do look awesome. And from what I read, the inspiration really is New York, New Jersey pizza. Is that correct?
Just kind of the whole Northeast area.
Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah.
You like it harder cooked, so you're going to have kind of like a little bit of a New Haven influence. But New York, New Jersey, New Haven, all the little ones in there.
Are either of you from the Northeast, or you just like that type of
Yeah.
pizza?
I'm from upstate New York,
Okay. Where?
Johnstown, Gloversville area.
Okay.
Nothing
I
too
should have.
exciting going on there.
I'm also from New York, but I'm from Long Island.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't live there anymore, but I mean, upstate New York is where I always intended to move. If I didn't, I live in Sweden now, but had I not moved here, I would have definitely gone upstate New York. So, but Texas then is a pretty hefty jump.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I moved from Johnstown, Gloversville, upstate New York, when I was 17 to northern Arizona, and that's where he was from.
I grew up in Prescott, Arizona.
Yeah.
So,
All right. So then, where does the love of pizza come from? Like, what started that?
I mean, have you ever had pizza?
Perfect answer, man. Perfect
be the
answer. But
kid,
but
eat
some
Pizza
people are cool
Hut,
with just
so-
eating it.
I think I've always liked to cook. When we were in San Francisco
Mhm.
many years ago, and we went to Tony Gemignani's restaurant, and just kind of like seeing it for more than just like your neighborhood pizza shop, and kind of seeing all the different styles, different ways it can be cooked, was kind of eye-opening for that. And then when we came back, she got me the pizza Bible from Tony,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
Austin's pizza scene was not at all what it is now. So there's
Yeah.
a lot to be desired, and we just kind of kept making pizza at home until it kind of accidentally turned into this.
Accidentally.
Sometimes happy accidents, man. Bob
Yeah.
Ross was onto something. So now Feral Pizza, it's a food truck or trailer in the back of a convenience shop. And now, how did that happen? Where you were like, all right, brick and mortar, or let's pop up right here and stay here? I mean, what was the decision there? It seems to have worked out, but I'm just curious.
Yeah.
The money that we had and the opportunity was there.
Yep.
I worked across the street from that at a bike shop for 10 years. Before I stopped working there was a lot next to the gas station that had like 3 ghost kitchen trailers in it. And by the time we were ready to open, we were looking for spots. All of them had gone. And we just popped
Mhm.
in and asked the guy, and the opportunity was there. It was close to where we live. It was in a neighborhood that we're familiar with. And we figured if it didn't work, we could always move somewhere else. Luckily, the neighborhood has been really, really kind to us, and
Mhm.
they've supported us.
Yeah, I mean, how many years in are you?
2?
2. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, truly though, for 2 years, becoming as the name itself, good for you guys. That's really awesome, and I'm sure having a convenience store there with an in and out audience, probably great.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
think so. Yeah, people can get like beer, wine. We're not able to offer that in the food truck, so that's a nice thing. We just put up like a carport and more seating for people. We have new neighbors, a little food trailer. They do pasta, so that's nice.
Yeah, that's really nice. It's developing into its own little food community.
Yeah, yep. Yep,
I
we're
love
missing some
that.
ice cream or some gelato.
We're working
That
on it.
should be your new thing. I
Yeah, no,
mean,
exactly.
We're trying to
because who
grow.
doesn't
We are.
yeah, do some Italian ices, you know? I mean, who doesn't love that? You know, when we don't have Italian ices here in Sweden. When my wife, who is Swedish, she had it for the first time, was just like, "Why don't they have this by It's crazy." Like
It's
so
great.
I don't know if that's a thing in Texas. I'm guessing maybe not, but
There's some shaved ice around, but it's
Yeah,
not the
not
yeah.
same.
the same.
You
Yeah.
know, it's
No,
more like a
shaved
snow
ice
cone.
and
You know what I
Italian
mean?
ice. Yeah, they're grouped together, but they're not the same,
They're
you
Not
different.
know?
the
It's
same.
yeah. It's but so that being said, developing your dough. Now 2 years current, open, but how long was it in the prep situation? Were you experimenting with dough because apparently that's your thing, right? Yeah, sourdough. I don't say nerds, but it's a compliment.
I mean,
He's the dough guy. He's the dough nerd.
the dough recipe that we have now is the same dough recipe that I made the first time I made pizza. It's just been tweaked every time I've made it until it's kind of gotten the characteristics that we want. So it's just
Constantly.
kind of like I mean, even as early, recently as like a month ago, we swapped it up. We're constantly changing the hydration, pushing it, pulling it back, kind of seeing where we can go with it. And so it's just always a work in progress. If there's,
Yep.
if there's something that we can do that's gonna give
Enhance
a
it.
give a better
Mhm.
result, we're gonna do it and try and always tweak it and see what we can do. So it's been like a 10, 12 year process.
Wow. I mean, that's awesome though. So I mean, you were making this long before business actually started.
Yeah,
Yep.
And you never had any formal training, like you never were at a pizzaiola someplace else. You were just for you.
correct. Yeah, just making it at home. I was a bike mechanic before this, and she was a dog groomer.
Dog groomer.
And
Yeah, you
once
can't do
we
that. You can't do that at the same time with the pizza. It gets hairy.
Oh, no. Yeah.
challenge accepted, right?
I don't
Challenge
have the
accepted.
time.
Yeah. Yeah, but so yeah, so when did the concept be like, all right, you know what, let's take this out, let's get out of our own personal kitchen and venture out, because there had to be a moment, for a lot of people it was COVID, but it seems like you were after the fact.
I mean, it kind of
Started up during
it
COVID.
started a little
Yeah.
before that, where we were like, oh, if we could do like pop ups, but it was never going to manifest properly at that stage. And
Yeah.
then once COVID hit, like a lot of people, it just kind of kicked a lot of ideas into high gear, kind of now or never type
Yeah.
thing. And
We were off work, so we had the time to, like, get a business plan together and really plan everything.
from
Yeah, I
there,
mean, it
just
gave
like,
us the time, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was it. And we had the opportunity to get a trailer that fit within our budget
Yep.
and it was local. And we just kind of jumped on it and spent 2 years rebuilding it
Yeah.
and getting it set up.
So 2 years rebuilding it, getting it set up, then now 2 years open.
Yeah.
That's really great, because then you get to kind of get the feels of it all. And did you do any pop-ups before just staying steady?
We did
Nope.
not. We went from
No.
making, 1 kilo of dough, 2 pounds of dough at a time to making 50 pounds. Just kind of went for it.
We're just, like, learning every day.
We were lucky
It's
enough that,
awesome.
about a year before we opened a local pizzeria, Pedroso's, they let me stage there for a little bit to they were a trailer at the time and they kind of like let me get the feel of working on the line, being in the trailer setup
You did, like, 1 day a week,
one
right?
day a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
That's great.
it's enough to get some familiarity before we opened.
Yeah.
Sure, but I think that's fantastic, because, there's nothing like baptism by fire, just jumping. You have to be a little hands-on in motion before, I've had restaurant experience, a bunch of it myself, and there's nothing quite like getting thrown right into it to teach you what's up. So
Yep.
without that, like Same thing. Like my most of my background is like bartending and such, and there's always these classes you can take. And sure, it's a little helpful to get your hands used to the tools, but you're never going to learn like you would if you're not just thrown into the mix. So
Right.
You got to be there on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Feel that
exactly.
energy
And the
and
same,
feel it burning down.
yeah, the same would go for pizza because I can't even imagine, when I was in a pizzeria, I was working in the back as like a cook for the meal preps and such.
Right.
Making the pizzas out front must be a freaking nightmare.
It can be a bit much. Just gotta
I
sit down and just
Yeah.
think about what you're doing.
yeah. Is there now, as you mentioned before, right, that Austin's scene at the time isn't currently what it was. So like, because now it's blown up. Do you find yourself? Is there a lot more competition? Perhaps is it a little more difficult to stay on the forefront because you seem to be doing it though?
I mean, I think it's just kind of, I don't really buy into competition as much as there's a million people around.
Yeah.
We can only make 50 pizzas, 55 pizzas. We're in such a big area. There's enough different styles and
Yeah.
enough different people out there wanting pizza that like there's enough for everybody.
Yeah.
You know,
Everybody
it's
has their preferences on different types of pizza.
Of course.
it's not that there's like not competition per se, but
Yes.
I guess I just don't really think about it. Just
Yeah.
kind of
No.
make
No. No.
pizza, just do what you
Do our
do,
thing.
and like allow our personalities to shine through with how we're doing it, our branding, and if that wants you to kind of come and check us out, then that's awesome.
I think that's probably the key is to just do what you do. Focus on what's actually important, which is you guys, like you said, the branding, the product. And it seems that is the key to a successful story, and especially yours at the moment. And is there a lot of other Northeast pizza, or not a lot, but are there others within the area that are doing the Northeast style?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
There's
got
all day pizza, like New York style. They do like a bunch of different slices that you can get. There's Smalls pizza, New
very,
Haven style. Uh,
I mean,
our friends at Pedroso's they do American style, grandma, Sicilian, stromboli, calzones, all the stuff.
home slice is like a block
Yeah, home
away. They're a real
slice.
big pizzeria.
Yeah,
They do New York style,
Sicilian, right? Sometimes,
Sicilian.
yeah.
Yeah.
Great sub.
Now, what are the styles that like are you ever going to like, oh, let me try this, let me try that, or have you just be like, this is our niche, we're sticking with this?
Always trying them.
Oh yeah.
Like currently,
Yeah.
like day to day, we do our Northeast round, and then we do grandmas, and on Thursdays we do like a Chicago tavern. We're trying to get a bigger trailer, different ovens in it, so we aren't limited with the space. Our ovens between the decks is super short, so we can't do Detroits, we
Detroits
can't
are
do
difficult.
Sicilians very well because it's such a small space. But we've workshopped them and we've got them where we want them.
Yeah.
Space allows us. We definitely have some things that we'd like to try. Been workshopping like a St. Louis cracker thin,
Bar
bar
pies.
pies.
Ooh, that sounds awesome.
We're always messing with
Got
stuff
all
and
the
just kind
Lloyd's
of
cans. It just makes it fun. Just keeps it fun. Yeah.
And that's kind of, pizza is fun. And I think that's why, I've mentioned, we've Garrett, who's not here right now, we've mentioned this in several episodes. It's just this ever growing community. And in addition to that, pizza is bigger than it's ever been. And it's because I think COVID did allow everybody the time to mess around and find how much fun pizza is, experimenting with the dough. And then, I mean, what you just said too, St. Louis cracker thin, I mean, made me salivate right away because that's also not something you see a whole ton around. In New Haven took off, right? Everybody's trying to replicate that, but the St. Louis style you haven't seen really chug along.
yeah.
Right.
And that's something we
Is there a Texas style?
there's a pizzeria. There's a place in town called East Side Pies, and they do something that would be similar to like a St. Louis cracker thin, but it has a crust ring around it, and they call it
Okay.
Austin style.
Yeah, it
And
is.
so
It is
it's
cracker.
unique in
Yeah.
its own right. And then there's another place, I don't know where they are. They're in Texas, but they call it Texas style. They do something unique on their end. but I've never had it. But for the most part, Texas doesn't have a known style that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
No,
Pizza
not yet, right?
biscuit on it, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that would be
Smoked pizza.
Smoked pizza, that could be great. You know, I one time, and I mean, it was a very fat moment, so don't judge me, but you can judge me. I
We'll
took
know.
I took a slice of pizza and I wrapped it in Pillsbury croissant dough, and I just tossed it in a deep fryer real quick.
nice.
It was marvelous.
I
It was
mean,
marvelous. It was
I'm
Fried.
not mad at that story.
right. It was really, really good. It's like it's something that you'd see, I guess, at like a carnival, maybe. You
Yeah.
know, and then people would be like, "Yeah, I'm cool with spending $6 on that heart attack. Yeah, let's
I
do
mean,
that."
I could.
Born from fire and sweetness, forged in flavor, fresh chilies, raw honey, real warmth, aged to perfection, balanced by nature, smooth, rich, and just enough heat to keep it holy. Holy Hunt honey, divinely sweet, sinfully spicy.
New Texas stuff pizza.
Yeah,
We've
that's
been to
true.
the state fair.
State fair. Yeah.
Yeah, state fair style pizza. That's a great term for what I just said. Gonna market that and make people sign liability clauses before they eat it.
It'll do well in Vegas.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. So I was reading right. Your menu focused, tight. That's where the term feral. Yeah, like it's just wild ideas and toppings, late night experiments.
It
Is
was
there a?
more.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So it was more around just like a feral cats.
Feral cats.
Because
Feral
the logo was
cats.
based
Yeah.
on our cat that we had. We had
Mhm.
raised him since he was about 7 days old.
Passed away last
cute.
October.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry
Yeah.
to hear that. It is
He lives on.
people who don't understand fur babies, right?
Now we just have a cute little house bunny.
All right. I mean, you'll have to if you make an additional business, you'll have to name it House Bunny. That sounds like a whole different business,
Yeah, it
right?
doesn't sound that great. Yeah.
Age restricted, you know? What I mean? It
Yeah.
doesn't work right.
Yeah, that's not. That could work too. That could work too. Red light
We
district
have
style
ice cream
pizza. You
court.
know, House Bunny pizza. But so with the toppings, right? Now, is that part accurate then? That like you've enjoyed experimenting, late night experiment toppings type of vibe.
I mean, we always got stuff we're working on, trying to think outside the box, if you will.
Yeah. Specials in
Yeah.
the works.
You know, we've tried like Reuben pizzas and
Mhm.
you know, any food that you think tastes good. How can you translate it to a pizza without just
Sure.
throwing it on a pizza?
Yeah.
You know,
How was the Reuben pizza?
it was
It
great.
was amazing.
We're just just working out the logistics on how to make
Make it
a
happen.
bunch of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I could not tell you how much. I mean, I love a Reuben. Truly, what a sandwich.
Yeah.
But as a pizza, I also agree with you. Like, if you can take something and translate it into pizza, it's awesome. Recently, naturally, the Thanksgiving pizza went viral, but like
Right.
prior to seeing all that, I had made one at home because I said to my wife, I was like, "Oh, let me fuck around with this." And then I saw it go viral. I'm like, "Eat shit." But it's a fun concept in general to translate things like that. So the Reuben, I mean, damn, that sounds great. How about, like for me, I'm thinking of my two favorite sandwiches: a shrimp po' boy pizza, but then you're virgin on stinky, I guess.
Little shrimpy.
Just would have to think about like maybe the shrimp would be a finishing topping. You know,
There you go.
Sure.
just kind of
Post
like
bake.
Some
figure-
dried shrimpies or shrimp dust
There
or
we go.
something.
Shrimp dust.
Yeah.
Sounds like a medical issue, right?
Yes.
Be like, oh my God. Be like, I see here we have to diagnose you with some shrimp dust. So what is a topping? Two things. And if they're things that are unreleased yet, you don't have to say them. But one topping that sounded crazy, but it worked. And one that absolutely didn't work.
I mean, it's kind of the same pizza, chili dog pizza.
A chili dog pizza.
It was the rendition that we tried. We were like just workshopping it, and we're like, whatever, like chili from a can. Let's just kind of try it out,
Try
see
it
if we
out.
like it before we like put our time into making chili and kind of going. And it looked like it was not a good looking.
It was
pizza.
not a good. Maybe like the chili sauce, we should have put
Yeah.
it under the
Yeah,
cheese, not
Just
on
didn't
the
work right.
top.
It was a mess.
Yes.
Diarrhea slice. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it looked
we
like.
handed off to the bike shop across the street.
Yep,
And we're
the
like,
guys
you
enjoyed
can
it.
have it. Tell me what you think, but you're not allowed to take a picture of it. No one can.
Sometimes tasty stuff doesn't look great. Sometimes,
Yeah.
of course, presentation, as we said earlier, is key, but not always. My mom used to make this. I was about to say what we called it instead of what it actually was. She used to make this banana cream pie that would just fall apart. And like it was so loosey goosey that in a bowl. So my cousin and I just started calling it pterodactyl shit. And it actually it kind of became like that's how we identified this always.
that was
Be
its
like, oh
name.
man, like I would love some pterodactyl shit right now. Be like, what the hell are you talking about? And or like chili dip,
Same.
right? With another chili example, it never looks good no matter what. Chili's 2 seconds in to the presentation, chili is going to look terrible.
Yeah.
It's just fact.
It has to stay in a bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, has to stay in a bowl, and it's the type of thing you eat when when people talk like
Yeah.
this and yeah.
We're workshopping.
Yeah,
Figuring out how to
working on it. We're
how to
working
change the
on it.
presentation at least a little bit.
Yeah,
But
under the cheese, I
I
think.
think it's gotta work. It seems like I can't imagine it not working. You're talking about meat on a pizza with cheese. It's like, all the basics are there for you. It's a matter of just honing it in. I think that's going to be delicious. Now, for those types of things, do you adapt the crust, or it's just your crust is your crust always, and it's the toppings that change?
yeah, we just stay with the same crust. Sometimes we'll workshop it whether it works best in a pan pizza, grandma, something like that, or
Yeah.
a Sicilian type thing. But for the most part, we just kind of just keep the crust as is day in, day out, and maybe small tweaks.
Mentioning now that you just mentioned the Sicilians and grandmas, because the Sicilians and grandmas for you guys, it seems to have its own like cult following. So what makes a good Sicilian in your minds, and why do a lot of places, well, not anymore really, but places back in the day used to kind of miss, like it really wasn't Sicilian. So what do you think makes good Sicilian or grandma?
I mean, I'm not really,
The dough. I
yeah,
don't know.
I'm not really gonna
It's just-
adhere to any strict aspects to it, but for me, I really like the characteristics that come from a high hydration dough, especially when you start talking about a good positive rise on it.
Yeah.
I want my Sicilians to have real big, airy crumb, kind of almost cakey, to where
Yes.
they, hold their structure, but once you get to the inside of them, they're just like moist, tender,
Pillow.
and just fall apart a little bit.
Yeah.
I think a lot of places miss it because they're too dry.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of, when you get into the heart of it, there's just not enough. It's relying on the bread to carry it, and there's just not enough complexity to it.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Grandmas, I don't think there's like a right or wrong way to make them. I know some people's
Yeah.
grandmas are just like half-size Sicilians. Ours, I like to pull thin and pull our edges up the side of the pan for the par bake so that you get like a nice crispy edge.
He likes a tight corner on his grandma's.
They got to fit the pan, you know what I mean? But I like
Tight corner.
A tight corner. Like sometimes it's like when you
Sharp.
touch it, it's sharp.
but for the most part,
Cut
just
by pizza.
grandma.
Tight corner is a good name for a pizzeria also.
Yeah, tight.
A square pie spot,
Yeah, tight corners.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be a great idea. But I mean, because, I'm not always a square pie guy, but no bullshit. Like I was just looking at your page earlier when I wrote you guys like, oh, hey, looking forward to our conversation. And I was looking at some of the pies because you get stuck looking at pizza.
Yeah.
They look great. They make me want square pie. And again, that's not usually my thing.
Thank you.
But I also don't think my experience with square pie, I've been living here for 5 years. And prior to that, I feel like square pies didn't really take off in such a, like as you were just describing what the dough should be. I think my first experience with square pie, and I just had them on too, so I don't want to, it's not talking bad about them because it wasn't bad, was Sbarro's back in the day in New York. We just had the grandson of Sbarro's on, and I think their square pie actually was better than their triangle, but we're talking chain pizza. So
yeah.
if you can ship one over to Sweden, I would love, no, I'm joking.
Our best.
Yeah. That's $1,000, please.
Yeah, right.
No, but
You pay for it.
what is now, do you catch yourself eating pizza still, like often?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
oftentimes
You got to try your product too.
Yeah,
Make a lunch pizza.
lunch pizzas are often, what we make, or if we just want a quick bite, there's a few places we try to make it a a habit if we have the opportunity to go try places around town just to
Yeah, other pizza spots.
support them and keep checking them out.
Mhm.
I love that.
I mean, we probably still eat pizza like 4 times a week. More than I'd like to, but at the same time, you're on pizza all the time, like
Yeah, I mean,
tavern style,
Yeah.
the way it's cut, it's easy for a
It's
lunch in the
fun little
trailer.
I've never had tavern style, but it looks great.
Super
You
good.
know, we had Scott Wiener on. I know he said he limits himself to 15 slices a week, but it's like that's a lot still,
That's a
that's
lot of
like,
slices.
per week. You know what I mean? Like like it'd be one thing if that was like, oh, 15 slices a month is, because most
Yeah.
but when I was like 15 slices a week and he's so thin. I don't get it. So
It's because he's a New Yorker. He's
Yeah,
always
he's
walking.
walking.
sure. He's biking. Last time we met up at the Fares, and I mean, and that dude, I don't even know how he got on his bike and put his helmet on so fast. Like we walked out of the building, I turn around, and he's like, "See ya," and he was gone. Like, holy shit, dude.
I'm a fast walker, and that dude gives me a run for my money.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
got slick. When you're walking next to him,
Yeah.
you're walking.
He's
You're-
walking and talking. He's
yeah.
actually
He's.
looking
I mean,
behind.
so husband and wife having business together. Now, personally speaking, because the question is, it could be a pressure cooker. For me personally, if I were to be working with my wife, it would be great. We would love it.
Yeah.
Does it ever become high pressure where you're like, this isn't great right now?
I mean, no more than it would with
Answer
anyone else.
carefully.
Sometimes I
Yeah.
want to strangle him, but
That's normal.
Yeah.
he drives me nuts. I drive him nuts. I don't
Yeah.
know. We just fit.
It works.
That's love.
Exactly. I mean, nothing's perfect,
that-
obviously.
No, and it probably wouldn't work as great if you didn't care so much about each other, because we've all had other jobs, right, where you're working beside somebody. I
Oh,
try
yeah.
to explain even to my kids, if you're in a tight space with anybody for an extended period of time, you are going to butt heads. So
yeah.
the only thing that's great is when you truly are in love with that other person, that's what's going to calm it down and stop you from truly cracking heads.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to say anything stupid. You're not going to say
Yeah.
anything rude.
Yeah.
You're going to take a deep breath. It's like,
Well, because
deal with it.
then you got to go home with it
Yeah.
too.
Well, and it's also,
Yes.
if like, the pizzas aren't having a good day, the dough's having a rough day, I know that the other person finishing the pizza also is going to be the only person in the world that's going to care about that pizza as much as I do.
Mhm.
And so, like, you're able to just kind of like, no matter how frustrating it is, that person's also going to try their best.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, working with other people, sometimes you're phoning it in yourself. Sometimes someone else is phoning it in, and
Yeah.
knowing
It's
the
all
other
about
person's not going
communicating,
to.
really.
Yeah, and if it's your partner for real, then you are already in tune with that person, and you know when to pick up the slack. I
Yeah.
feel like that's what a true partner does. When the one person's feeling a little off, it's like, all right, well, I got the extra load for today.
Right.
Do you have are there other employees ever, like, or do you have any other staff, or is it
Just-
truly no?
Just the two of us.
What happens when someone's sick?
We close. It's only happened once.
It only happened once.
Easy. Knock on wood. Knock on wood for you.
Yeah, for real.
Because you'd be cursing me when one of you had a flu tomorrow. Be like, you motherfucker.
I don't know, man. I could use a day off.
Are you open 7 days a week?
No,
No.
we're open 4 days a week, but we're
Okay.
there 7 days a week.
Oh, all right.
Today, we're
Well,
going to go
Never
back
stops.
there, going to get some stuff done, get starter ready.
Stuff to
Tuesday-
do in the yard, at the trailer, feed
all right. So
stuff, There's
you
always-
work 7 days a week, but you're open 4 days a week.
Yes. We're open
Yeah,
from
all right.
4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Thursday through Sunday.
That's a really good. I enjoy it. It's a round number, like it's that probably keeps things pretty peaceful for you both, like, too, because you have a strong haul for 4 hours. You get
Mhm.
enough time to build your momentum up and then calm it down afterwards.
'Cause
We-
yes.
We
Now,
were open at 3, but nobody was really coming till 4. So
no,
I'd be there, I'd rather have that extra hour to sit on my phone during my lunch break or something.
completely. But of course, people don't understand the concept of that, unless you're in service and hospitality, that extra time will, because there were so many places I had worked at places where it's like, why are we opening on Monday? It's not worth the juice isn't worth the squeeze, like we're open, we see 2 customers, this dude's burning flames in the back, I'm up front. You're just killing energy. We could save a shit ton if you just remain patient and closed. And now I think a lot of businesses kind of caught on to that where it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, standing around twiddling your thumbs to sell 1 or 2 pizzas for an hour, which was pretty common for a while.
Yeah.
And it was so hot during the summer that we were like, okay, if we don't open for an extra hour, we can make it through the day without the fridges wanting to overheat or anything like that.
Yeah.
And during that first couple days we did, we weren't selling any less. And
Yeah.
it was like, well, what are we
We
doing?
just did it all in a tighter window.
And so
Yeah.
we've just kind of stuck with that if we can, if you can have a 4-hour rush versus standing around for an hour and then having a 4-hour rush,
Yeah.
you might as well just tighten it up and just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought up the temperature thing too, because I was thinking, right, Texas hot, trailer could get hot, and then you throw ovens in the mix and physical activity. I mean, do you have air conditioning in there? Like it must get cooking.
We have 3, but
You do.
We got
Yeah.
3 air conditioners, like one that's mounted on the trailer, built in. And we've got 2 portable ones that pump air in each side, like where the ovens are, where she is, and where the dough is, where I'm at. And, in July through August, June, July, August, sometimes September here.
last week.
Last week it was hot. You'll still see it averages about 97, 98 in there during shift.
Fudge.
And
Let's
then
be
Holy.
in the 100 though. That's where it gets a little
103.
hairy with the fridges. We don't want to.
Like 103 is
over.
when the fridges start yelling at you because they can't keep up. So you got to do what you can to keep it below that.
I mean, I would yell at you. That's way too. I sweat. I mean, it's probably like 50 degrees outside, and I'm still going outside like in shorts and a t-shirt to do. I mean, I'm just hot-blooded by nature. I can't. 3 ACs and 97 degrees. Sounds awful. By
It's
the way,
not fun.
Our
you-
ovens put off
no.
heat too. We have 2 Baker's Prides. What are they?
P44.
P44.
little electric.
Yeah, they
ovens.
just put off so much heat as well. So
Yeah.
that doesn't.
Yeah.
Not just opening the
I think the Baker's Prides, are those made here? Like, and where I am, I think someone
I know
said there's some
Pizza
electric oven.
Pizza Masters, which is
Aha.
what we really need.
Yeah.
Work-
Paulie G was telling me about that. And, but I mean, that type of temperature sounds like, I mean, again, working in bars, I remember days where I'd be like, oh, I got to go get something, which was literally horseshit. And I would just sit in the freezer for 5 minutes just to chill out and just go. So, I mean, because,
break.
you're mentioning the temperature of the trailer, but that's not your temperature because you're still physically active and stuff. I mean, someone should take your temperature after that and see what that is. I'm curious.
There's some days where it's rough.
Yeah.
but
That's why we need to.
Well,
we
how
need
long have you, sorry, say that again. I'm sorry. I interrupted. My bad.
upgrade to a new trailer. We need a bigger trailer. It's better insulated with like a mini split AC or something. I think that
Yes.
would help us.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're working on it.
Crafted from raw honey and fresh chilies, a balance of sweet and subtle warmth, aged with care to deepen every note, paired with cheeses and charcuterie. Glaze across golden fried chicken, drizzle over wood-fired pizza. A touch transforms everything. Holy hot honey, divinely sweet, sinfully spicy.
have you considered brick and mortar? What's the thoughts on that?
Yeah.
We did. We've gone back and forth with it a
We
few
always
times.
flop on it.
You romanticize the idea of it, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, this would be great because of XYZ. Get out of the trailer. Every time it's really hot is when you
Mhm.
really kind of
Get grumpy.
get grumpy and you're like, I just want to get out of this. Blah blah blah. If I had air conditioning, it wouldn't be that much cooler. It's still a hot kitchen, but
Having more
Yeah, yeah.
space would be nice.
But the big thing that always stops is no matter how hard we look, real estate's expensive, and our
Yes.
rent, before we factored in any other costs, our rent would quadruple 6 times, 7 times sometimes. And then it changes the dynamic of who we are to our business as a relationship.
Yeah.
Because
You
then we
have to
have to,
hire
Certainly.
quite a bit. And I think we're 2 years in, so we're still learning, like, how we want the business to be and
and that's just such a big
yeah.
jump because then you really have to make sure that 7 people, 8 people are doing okay and they're helping run your business and they need to be addressed and taken care of in a way that like I just don't know that I'm ready for that kind of responsibility.
Yeah.
No, I also think then you're not as feral, in
Yeah.
theory.
We'd have to tell you
But,
to bring it in because
Yeah.
like if I tweak the dough, like the other day I tweaked the dough and it was just sticky as hell. Just a little
Mhm.
too much hydration. And that was a rough day for service, But like having someone come to work that day and I'm like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I messed up and the dough is real sticky."
The dough is different
Like
today.
that would be like a really rude thing to do to somebody.
yeah, I think for me, looking from the outside in, the only way it would work as a brick and mortar is if it was small enough to just maintain your exact business model that you
Yeah.
have now.
And that's
That would,
what
but
we wanted,
Yeah.
but
yeah,
rent for a small space, like if we were to get something that was like counter service only, it would
mhm,
it would at least quadruple our rent. And for the 2 of us to
Yeah.
have to make quadruple the amount of pizzas per day.
Yeah, I don't know this time. 'Cause then there's
no,
stuff,
no,
there's dishes, we need more fridge space for all the stuff, like
I also think, and I mean this truly, like there is something, and maybe you can agree to, like if you're looking outside of the pizza community, there's just something about like a food truck slash trailer that you immediately assume the food's going to be awesome. I do, compared to a brick and mortar. Like I feel like I'm so much more likely to assume like, oh, whatever's coming out of there is just, it's receiving more love. Like nowadays, if we're
For
talking
yeah.
sure, for
25
sure.
years ago, 25 years ago, you're like, oh, whatever's coming out of that truck's going to have roaches. But
Yeah.
now it's like, now it's going to be great,
Oh, yeah.
usually very tailored.
I mean, it's a mini restaurant, really, like,
Yes,
people downgrade food trucks, but, I mean, we're still working, like
Austin has
yeah.
Michelin-starred food trucks.
Yeah.
So, it's like an opportunity going back to like the cost of real estate. It's just such an opportunity that most people wouldn't get otherwise
Yeah.
because you can buy into your restaurant and have an employee or two for under 6 figures.
Yep.
Whereas getting into the smallest brick and mortar is going to be over 6 figures.
Right.
And then you have to make a lot of money every month.
And as a food truck, you still have
sure,
what
of
overhead, like, some people have payments on it, there's still insurance.
course.
We pay for
Rent,
rent for the space that we
electricity,
yeah, electricity,
but for the most part, the opportunity,
commissary.
it allows everything to be a smaller footprint.
Yeah.
And so you're able to kind of get in and, like you said, tailor things instead of having to tailor it to get everyone in the door because your costs are so high.
Mhm.
You can tailor it to doing exactly what you do the best
Yeah.
and try and show off just that little bit.
Yeah, it's an easier way to remain to keep your identity. Truly, I think that. What about buying your own piece of property and putting a trailer on there? Like, how's that? Like I'm not sure if that's even true. True, true. Yeah,
It's not
that's
another
that's true.
question. But
Austin is yeah, Austin
everything's
Heights
cool.
now.
Yeah, that's to be on the outskirts.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. When you said it like that, it's like, oh yeah, no, that's true, of course. The now, did you personally know the owner? What is it, Duval?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Duval
Duval
Market.
Market.
Yeah. Did you know them prior to opening up, or was it a relationship that developed when you're like, oh, I see some space?
We were familiar with them. We kind of knew them a little bit from working at the bike shop across the street, like, going over there every day,
Oh, that's
get
right.
something.
Yeah.
And I know the dude had always, the guy who owns it, Ali, he'd always
Mhm.
helped out the neighborhood whenever there was some stuff going on. I know like there was that
Yeah, the
hurricane that hit and he was
hurricane.
out there like pumping gas just a little bit for everybody so nobody could overdo it. And he's
Yeah.
so we were familiar with him through that, and he's always been a good little member of the community
Yeah.
basically. And so when we asked him, he was just like, "Yeah, we'd love to have you." And it's
Yeah.
just kind of
That's awesome.
been a good opportunity for us.
Yeah.
So
Lets us do whatever in the yard
yeah.
and
yeah, kind of have free reign to improve it
Yeah.
without having to have him tell us no,
Love
man.
that. Yeah. Aside from your own, is there like a slice where if you happen to be in the mood for pizza, you're like, let's just go there? Do you have a standard place, like, your place?
I mean, there's a few. Kind of just depends on what you're in the mood for. It's like
Mhm.
if you're wanting something kind of more New Yorkish, something like that. Either Pedroso's is a really good spot, or Days. Days
Yeah,
Pizza.
day.
Does a really good sourdough pizza. Also a trailer.
Yep.
Okay.
Downside to that is he's as far south from us as he
Yeah.
can be, so it's a trek across town.
Open the same days,
But when we get the opportunity, we can go down there
Yeah.
and grab a
Yeah.
pizza from him. If you want something like more wood fire, Neapolitan, our friends at Good Vibrations make a really good pizza. Also a trailer.
Another husband-wife couple.
I love that. I mean, I envy that. I truly do.
Yeah.
I truly do.
The owners of Pedroso's too, they're husband and wife
Yeah.
couple.
So it's
Yeah.
a theme in
Days.
Austin.
Yeah.
It's the theme. You know what though? But it's a good theme. My wife and I all often talk about like, it would be great to find some way to work together, but it's like we do very different things.
Yeah.
And I don't think either one of us would be getting the rewards we needed from joining forces to
Right.
one thing. So
To not mingle.
yeah, I always said like, if I open up my business, if I have a warehouse for my business in the near future, I was like, we should just open up your business next door so we can see each other, but then go back to what we're doing.
Right.
Because it makes it
Now,
makes it
here's a
easy.
question I ask everybody. Sorry, sorry, what?
I was going to say it makes it easy because we're able to essentially throw ourselves into work as much as we want, and
Mhm.
it's not at a detriment of your
Yes.
time with your partner.
Well, we don't have kids either,
I
so
love
that's
that.
a little
It
easier.
makes it easier because we can just be at the trailer.
Yeah, we have two, and the only way to keep them involved, you got to make child labor illegal, But
Yeah.
that's a dicey
We're working on
dicey
it.
I
slope.
know. I say all the time, I'm like, we should have had kids so that they could work in the pizzeria with us. Our bunny doesn't
You know
have
what though? That is that's so many pizza people's kids are always that's their first job.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Yep.
I mean, if
It's
you
how could it not be?
you put those kids to work.
Yeah.
Definitely. Be like, I'm not carrying those bags of dough anymore. Be like, my back. But so the question I always ask everybody, because it's like pizza connoisseurs are sometimes pizza snobbish. So, and no offense if you are, but I'm always curious if you're still dabbling with Domino's or Pizza Hut, or if you totally X that out.
Not above it,
I mean, I'll eat a Little Caesars.
But
you know?
Little Caesars has its place. I think like Domino's. No hate on Domino's.
Yes.
Every time I get it, it's just like
Yeah,
no
it's
way.
bellyache,
it's too buttery. You know what I mean? They put too much of that sauce on it, and every
Yeah.
time we tell them no, there's too much on
It's
it
too
too.
much.
But
They put it on in spite. They're like, what'd you say?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure, none. Some extra.
But I think there's a place for fast food pizza.
Yeah. I mean,
It's-
Jets is here. Jets seems to be
Agreed.
pretty
People
big.
love Jets, Desano, Neapolitan fast food
Yeah,
pizza.
yeah.
But everybody's got their thing.
I
I'm
think
not
that's
above
the right answer. Yeah. I think that's the correct answer. I feel like there is exactly verbatim what you said. There is a place for it, because I've often said that when I worked at an Italian restaurant, someone was just like, "Oh, you have Domino's?" Like, "Oh God, you must not be Italian." I'm like, "Well, first of all, no, I'm not. Second of all, what the hell does that matter?" You know what I mean?
That's not
It's
either.
just
It's
like-
Midwest. Like it's cool.
Yeah, but it's just like, what is it? What's the difference there? Because it's like, I do like legitimate pizza, but I also like this. The same way, like, I'd mess with a fast food burger, but I also like a restaurant burger. There's space for all of it. It's just whatever you're in the mood for. And if you want diarrhea, whatever.
Hey,
Yeah.
every now and then you got to clean out the stomach,
Yeah.
right? Like
Well, Domino's also goes with having a couple of drinks as well.
I mean, if my palate is gonna be, parched with beer, I don't need good pizza. I just need some pizza.
I just need some pizza. Yes, that's also a good title for a pizzeria.
Just
Some
some
pizza.
Some pizza.
I mean,
Just some
shut it
pizza.
down in the beginning, but I told her the pizza store would have been the perfect name for our pizzeria. The pizza store
Yeah.
or local.
I love that name.
I don't
Local
remember
favorite
this, so
was also one, but she shot that down.
I like Carol.
I think
Farrell ended up
Feral
being the
pizza
better
is great.
choice.
That was my suggestion too.
It's a
You
better
know what it is? Feral pizza. It flows really well. Like the name is very it just something rolls off the tongue and it's good signature. But the pizza store, or what'd you say the other one?
local favorite.
Local favorite? Yeah. I actually really like local favorite too, because it would be a hilarious, or both of those would be great. Where are we getting pizza tonight? Oh, the pizza store. You'd be like, all right, asshole. Like reminds me of Seinfeld, where the jerk store.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where it came from. I'm a scholar of
Okay.
Larry David is the spirit animal.
Yeah, man. Both. I've never heard Seinfeld talk about pizza. I'm a big Seinfeld fan as well. I have a Seinfeld Funko as inspiration for my daily dues, but it's you know, I would be curious where he gets his pizza. Larry David, not a. I don't. Do you ever watch Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee?
I've seen a few episodes. I've not seen his episode.
It's a great episode, but it's funny to watch the differences. Larry David, he says at most he'll ever have, like, if he's really going for it, he'll be 2 slices of pizza. And Jerry Seinfeld's like, what?
That's
He's
enough.
like, I'll eat 6, 7, like burn them out. Like, and me too. I can't imagine 2 slices. 2 slices is a snack.
Yeah, I mean that's like that's where willpower starts, right? Like you
Yeah.
hit 2 and you're like, I don't need to eat anymore, but like there's a whole this pizza sitting here.
Then you got the breadsticks.
Wings if you got, yeah.
It's like,
Like 2 is the start.
Yeah, willpower. My willpower question starts at 5. Then I'm like, do I have 6? You know,
Jeez.
5 is where I can convince myself I did a good job.
Well,
yes.
if you ever get a chance to eat like tavern pizza with the party cut, anything that's party cut is dangerous. Because like little squares, all of a sudden you've plowed through 3/4 of a pizza and you're like, what the hell happened?
Yep.
You know what though? What's funny about this, and I think this is this would be true for me, is I think the party pizza would make me eat less, because at the end of the day, I'm a lazy piece of shit, and like so much so that even with French fries, like when I was younger, the reason I didn't like French fries when I was a kid, and this is gonna blow people's minds and be like, this guy's a piece of garbage. It was just so much picking up and eating. I was like, where's, like, can someone pour these in my mouth? It's too much work. What am I gonna do here? So yeah, right? It's like the slice works. The food just keeps coming. The fork, the spoon is what I'm eating, you know? So yeah, if they could, yeah, I remember telling my wife that for the first time. She's like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, it's like, it's just so much work. She's like, what are you talking about?
Eating French fries.
Yeah, turning them down, not because, are you on a diet? No. It's actually too much work.
Much work.
Yeah, what was I going to say a second ago? It was going to be a question, but I know it's a shame Garrett wasn't here, because I know he really was looking forward to talking to you guys. But hopefully his wife's giving birth. Maybe that's a good reason.
Well, if this isn't the most boring one you filmed, we can always do it again.
Yeah.
No, it certainly isn't. I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed this conversation thoroughly, because the very honest answers now. You know, it made me divulge my French fry secret, and
Who told you about the
which if somebody
chili dog pizza?
Yeah, chili dog pizza.
Chili dog pizza, yes.
I mean,
you
it's
know,
still
chili dog
food,
pizza
but in a different medium.
Yeah, I truly look forward to seeing that come out, because it sounds delicious. You know, I like chili dog in the first place. I remember back in the day, though, I think my main experience with it growing up was at Checkers, and you know, that's I'm sure quite different from what you're putting together.
I hope so.
Me too, because that ravaged my belly pretty hard as a kid. You know, there's most of the Checkers in New York that I've seen have closed, and it's for good reason.
And they turned into like Ralph's though, like which is like the same thing, just like a slightly different look.
Yeah. That and Rallies.
Rally. That's what I'm thinking of. Rallies.
Yeah, Rallies. Yeah.
He's changing.
They're like,
right?
nobody will know. Just keep the checkered size and change the name. Well,
Rally no.
I'm trying. What is the? Do you ever do dessert pizza? Well, that was going to be my question before. Have you ever messed with that?
Mess with it at home. Nothing outside of that. I haven't found a way to like successfully do it that was like enjoyable to eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I think our space is a little too small right now to like separate the dessert pizza. Finishing
you end up with garlic oil on it, or some pecorino or something.
Cinnamon on everything.
It's a tough experiment. I feel like 9 out of 10 dessert pizzas I see has Nutella and like fruit and whatever.
Yes.
I've been dabbling with because Dubai chocolate's so trendy now. So
Yes.
I was like, oh, I wonder if that can translate into pizza. So my thought was I'm going to with the semolina that I use, like pout it down in like cacao and then top it with some crushed pistachios and like brie cheese or something.
You're good.
Something artsy fartsy, but it
Yeah.
might just make you cough, and the dry, maybe, I don't know if cacao would cook or just remain dry.
Do
I don't know.
replicate a sesame seed crust
Yeah.
with crushed
Uh-huh.
pistachios to kind of give you
That's a
texture,
fun idea.
and then you wouldn't.
I might just take you up on that suggestion. I'm going to do that. That's a great idea. That's a really great idea. I did ginger beer dough the other day. That was actually really good. I replaced the water with ginger beer.
Ooh.
Sounds
Yeah,
awesome.
that sounds real good.
It was really nice. Like my daughter's got a good palate, and the second she bit into it, she's like, it tastes like ginger. I'm like, my wife's like, yes. It's just,
Perfect.
You said it right.
it really fluffed up the dough in such a nice way, and it added that gingery citrus thing. It was great. We made a white pie from it. Good stuff.
Awesome.
Well, guys, we're rolling up on an hour. I appreciate your time. Are you open today or no?
You're not.
Nope.
Just got a
Good.
few small things to do, but back at the grind tomorrow.
Yep.
Making dough.
Awesome. Well, guys, enjoy the grind again. Really appreciate your time. I'll let you know when we're going to put this one out. I
Great.
think we have like 25 recorded that we still have to release, but I'll probably put out clips at least about the chili dog. No, I won't. I'm just kidding. Only if you say I can.
Let the world see it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They're gonna see it.
They're gonna see it. Hopefully,
They're
when it
gonna-
looks a little less
Well-
PG.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it doesn't look like After Hours.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, guys, that's a wrap for this episode of the Holy Hot Honey Hour. Big thanks to Finley and Amy Hunt for bringing the flavor and the fire. If you liked what you heard, share us, follow us with someone who knows their way. Sorry, let me crack that again. I had dyslexia. If you liked what you heard, like us, follow us, and share us with someone who knows their way around a good pie. I'm Matthew Zeiss without Garrett Klein. And until next time, stay hungry, stay humble, and never go too long without a slice. Thank you, guys. Have a great one.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right.